Hello, I hope you've had a great day already. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of the African Movie Review, proudly brought to you by ViceVersa Global. With me, your host, Emmanuel Mandebo. Welcome to the show.
Wano.
Wano.
Nze wooterawo mutwe ngukubye. Lwaki aganye musisinkane?
Muludde nga temweraba.
Mamanga ndudde nga simulaba kitagagana kundaba.
Tulina ogenda ku mukolo. Abantu bali wabweru batulinze kati tugenda bagamba tuti.
Bagambye n'enziramu ne mbagamba nti mufulume.
Ezo ensonga ezituleese ozimanyi okyanzijukira bulungi.
Nzijukira gwe.
Myaka 40 nga mingi.
Nzaako naye
Ndakutuukiriza ekisuubuzo kyange kinakusuubiza ekinene.
ogera kungulira engatto.
Nyako. Nya obumalemu.
Emmaali yange yatokomose.
Jara temo kamwa. Ono senga ayasanga bawa wano wali amazina oseka bubi.
Our film for today is not so recent, but it's one film that you are going to watch over and over again if you get a chance to have a look at it. It's none other than the Ugandan film Bala Bala Sese, which featured some of the, cream Ugandan talents. We saw Natasha, we saw Michael KASAIJA, then there was RAYMOND, RUSHABIRO, and the crew behind the film. We had Alex Ireta on camera. We also had Bashir Luchamuzi as the director, and the writer and producer was Osama Mukwaya. And if you've been following the Ugandan film industry, those are quite familiar names to you. And I think they did an amazing job. The film is basically a love tale of two rural folks who are deeply in love and would love to share their lives together amidst all the odds that are against them. The film features some of Uganda's cream cast. We saw RAYMOND, RUSHABIRO, we saw Natasha, we saw Michael KASAIJA, all bringing in their best. And I think one of the memorable things about the film was the performance of the actors. In the film, two lovers from the countryside, Maggie and John, have this, strong feeling for each other, and they are doing all within their means, to express their feelings for one another, and also, take their relationship to the next level. But there are some things that stand in their way. And number one is Mr. Kasirivu, who happens to be Maggie's father. Now, Mr. Kasirivu had a date from his other boss, Mr. Zeus. So it happened that Mr. Zeus had given Mr. Kasirivu some goods to transport, I think to the store or maybe to sell. But then along the way, Mr. Kasirivu got careless and Zeus's goods were stolen. So Mr. Zeus made a demand to Mr. Kasirivu in order to recover the losses he had incurred. So the biggest demand was that Mr. Kasirivu was to give him Maggie. And then, Maggie and John already had their relationship. Mr. Kasirivu, being the desperate father that he was and the situation he was in, he had to give in his daughter. But the daughter had no knowledge about this whole transaction. So we see the challenges here and there of the boy, trying his best, but then the father stands in their way. And in the African traditional society, how fathers have a strong say as to who takes their daughter's hands in marriage at the end of the day. So at the end, we see the struggle between Zeus and Kasirivu, and then John on the other hand, when it comes to that final ceremony, that traditional ceremony of taking the girl. So the film is basically a very simple story. It's an African story, and we see a lot about the simplicity of life through the love relationship between John and Maggie, and then John's brother Alex, who tries to play the brother's role by keeping on encouraging his brother to hold on to his woman, and then fighting for him on other ends. I'll go to the script first. Now, if you're to watch the movie, the first act kind of dragged a little bit. It kind of dragged, but I think somehow the writer picked up, and we saw how the second act quickly transitioned into the third act, and that's when we saw events unfolding very, 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 very fast. I'll also commend the writer for the wonderful job that he did in characterizing the actors. Wow, every character was given a unique identity. You saw how Mr. Kasirivu had his own, identity, the tough father, who was very protective, and then at the same time he's not a so rich person, but very bossy. And then John was the fighter. He was willing to do anything for his woman and yet remain humble. And then there was the other younger brother to Mr. Kasirivu, Zindolo, the autistic brother. Wow. There is a way he kept in character throughout, and then Maggie, the character which was portrayed by Natasha, she really brought out that naive village girl, but yet she still stuck in character from the beginning up to the end. You remember there are those scenes where I remember when John had returned from town and then brought her some gift. I think there were some pair of shoes. I imagined the excitement on her face when she was receiving the shoes. Wow, it really felt, I think I myself smiled when I saw that whole, chemistry and acting. So that was really commendable. The sound, I think what stood out about the sound were the soundtracks. We had quite a number of songs performed by really talented artists. I think Kenneth Mugabe also had some good songs there. And then there was that song by Apas, performed by Apas, that Woo Your song. It was really great. And then Nesim, the producer, I think he's the one who also did the original score for the movie. He also had quite a number of songs he performed as soundtracks for the movie. And I think when it came to some of the dialogues, when they were editing some of the dialogues, you would notice the hissing sound while the scenes were being intercut. You would notice, and that was a bit distracting. But then there's a way the soundtracks were immediately played, and they covered up all that. Then the cinematography was quite good. When you give Alex Ireta the camera, obviously you don't expect to be disappointed, and the camera works were really, really good. I'll still repeat this. The number one thing that I loved the most about the film was the acting. Wow. The actors, I don't know whether they were given a special diet, but wow, their performances were really, really amazing. The film is available for you to watch. Maybe you can watch it yourself and share your opinion over it. So you can check for the link in the description below in case you would love to watch the film. That has been it for today. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, ViceVersa Global. And until next time, bye-bye.